mynews.studio.
Picture this. Late at night in a lab, researchers watch as head and neck tumors in mice vanish under a new therapy. It's got a lot of people asking, could this actually change the way we treat cancer?
The date is 2025-08-04. Let's get right to it. There's a new study from UC San Diego making waves. Head and neck tumors in mice, which are usually hard to treat, were wiped out using a specific combo of radiation and immunotherapy. But what's really different about this approach compared to existing treatments?
It's not just the combination itself that's different. The big shift is in how the treatment is delivered, specifically the focus on timing and precision. In this study, instead of radiating everything, the researchers protected the lymph nodes that drain the tumor area. These lymph nodes are vital for the immune system's response. So they focused the radiation, then added immunotherapy, which let the immune cells in those nodes activate and go after the tumor more effectively.
And did this actually work?
It did. Out of 20 mice, 15 had their tumors disappear completely.
That's a big step up from what we see with surgery, chemo, or standard radiation, especially when you consider the side effects from those. But just to be clear, this is preclinical, right? What's next before people might actually benefit?
Exactly. It's still early, but clinical trials in humans have already started, in partnership with the Providence Earl Children's Cancer Center. If people respond as well as the mice did, we could see regulatory approval in a few years, especially for patients who have limited options left. But getting it to everyone depends on trial results, how easily it can be produced, and whether hospitals in different regions have the right equipment and staff.
What about risks? I mean, immunotherapy can have some tough side effects. Does sparing those lymph nodes and mixing it with radiation change the safety profile?
That's one of the main concerns. So far in human trials, side effects like fatigue and skin issues are similar to what's expected from immunotherapy alone. No major new safety issues have popped up from combining the treatments, and surgery outcomes weren't made worse. Still, we don't know about long-term effects, especially if the immune system gets overstimulated or if there are unexpected interactions between the therapies. That's a big reason the trials are ongoing.
So up to now, the focus is on head and neck tumors. Is there any reason this couldn't work for other cancers?
That's being looked at right now. The principle, boosting the immune system while limiting damage, could be relevant for other solid tumors too. There's already interest in lung cancer, and the immunotherapy drug used here, pembrolizumab, is already approved for melanoma, bladder, and some gastrointestinal cancers. But the timing and combination with radiation might need to be adjusted for each type.
For the current clinical trials, who's actually getting these treatments? Are there strict criteria?
Yes, there are. Trials are enrolling adults with advanced or recurrent head and neck cancers, often people who've already been through standard treatments or are newly diagnosed but high risk. The specifics depend on tumor type, stage, past treatments, and sometimes immune markers like PD-L1.
And the results so far? Any numbers that stand out?
In the Keynote 689 Phase 3 trial, adding pembrolizumab before and after surgery helped more patients stay disease-free, 58% after 3 years, compared to 46% with standard care.
That's a real difference. But what about access for patients in low and middle-income countries? What stands in the way?
There are several barriers. First, the equipment and trained staff for this kind of targeted radiation aren't available everywhere. Even after global approval, regulatory processes can slow things down. And cost is a major hurdle. Immunotherapies like pembrolizumab are expensive and usually not covered by public health systems in many countries. Unless prices drop or international aid comes in, access will stay limited, and the gap between countries could widen.
So even with promising science, real-world adoption is complicated. Why does this story matter beyond the lab?
Cancer remains a leading cause of death worldwide. Any breakthrough that increases survival and quality of life could impact millions. Plus, this research shows how teams working across borders can speed up progress. If these treatments become more effective and less toxic, it helps patients and healthcare systems across the board.
The bigger implications are clear, not just for patients, but for global health and how we deliver care. Do you think this is the beginning of a new chapter in cancer treatment?
It's possible. But like always, the real test is how well this works in larger and more varied patient groups, and whether it can be made widely available.
That wraps it up for today. A breakthrough in the lab, cautious hope in the clinic, and plenty to watch for in the future.
Thanks for tuning in. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.